women don't ignore men they like. So if she's ignoring you, it's a signal she's not that into you. Trust me, we don't ignore the men we are crazy about.
Why do men pursue you and then the energy just fizzles out? Well, the answer is simple. Because they got to know you. They might have been attracted to you physically, but once they got to know your personality, it just felt like you weren't a fit. Ladies, we have to stop demonizing men for doing what they're supposed to be doing while dating, which is determining if you're a good match for them.
The longer you stay single, the harder it is to adjust to someone else. If this ain't the truth, I could never do it again. I was single 10 years before my last relationship, and I never do it again. I love my peace in my own space. Everything stay clean. Everything stay quiet. I had a fish in my last apartment. Got rid of it. Splashing too loud.
Because these women out here, they've had to be independent because they ain't got the right man.
Okay.
But this system of marriage is still good.
Okay.
This system of a man taking care of a woman, that's really how it's supposed to be. All the rest of us, man. And y'all need to quit tricking yourself with this new way of thinking. Because there's no way of thinking. This new way of thinking ain't getting y'all nowhere. I'm sorry.
I just want to hook up with a guy who's hot. I just want a guy who's good looking and fun. I'm looking for a man who's in shape, has a good job, and wants kids. I'm looking for a man who communicates, is family oriented, and is looking to have kids within the next 2 to 3 years. Here are my non-negotiables. He has to have a business degree, be spiritually grounded, nice to his family, never wears necklaces, went to summer camp, and has brown hair. I am never doing blonde again. I think I'm gonna start dating women.
And you know, once again, nobody really wants to say it, or modern women maybe not say it, but modern women don't really want to believe it. But your choices have consequences. Men are not obligated to rescue you from your terrible choices. Period.
Fellas, the minute she says no and shows no interest, you need to leave ASAP, Rocky. Extract your energy ASAP. If you keep showing her and keep trying to come back to her, she will lose respect for you. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. It's repulsive at some point. And you keep coming back. Yes, she's gonna like your attention. She'll allow it because it's kind of validating for her, but she'll never take you seriously. You are at the bottom of her shoe. It becomes repulsive. When you can't take no, you lost respect for yourself, and she can't even respect you. She has to look down, and she can't even look across at you. She definitely can't look up, but she has to look down at you because you can't respect yourself enough to say, no. It shows that no. It shows you're so desperate you can't go out to the world and do something about it. No. See, nowadays it's different. Back in the day, this would be acceptable, where men would have to pursue and do all this. Now she has too many, and she's gonna see you as, yeah. Get some respect for yourself, man. Do not be chasing her when she says no and shows no interest. I don't care how much she benefits from your attention. Extract, abort, ASAP, Rocky.
What's going on, fellas? Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment down below. Let's get back to the video.
I don't want to be independent anymore. I'm tired. And again, I don't want to be a housewife. Like a lot of women want a rich man or a husband to sit at home, raise the kids, and be a housewife. That's not me. I gotta have my own going on. Whether I'm a landlord, whether I got some restaurants running, I'm gonna get up and go to work. I just want to be able to have the two, like you said, to go back to the point. Two is better than one.
Looking for a man who embodies the codes of chivalry? That's a hard find. It's like finding a unicorn in a sea of Tinder dates. Back in the day, it was all honor, justice, and bravery, but now it's more like swiping left on commitment and wooing with emojis. That knight in shining armor is now just a guy in a top hat and a fake mustache. But who knows, maybe there's still a man out there who knows how to open a door and slay a dragon. Just don't hold your breath.
A lot of these modern women don't really want a partner. They want a man's validation, they want his attention, they want his money, they want his lifestyle, but they don't really bring anything to the table. Why in the world would a man think that's a good deal? Why would a man sign up for that? Absolutely not.
Oh, bestie, if you don't even know what opting in means, then you don't have skin in this game. You trying to play at this is actually really comedic, because there are going to be people in the comments that are instantly going to be like, well, if all men didn't rape, if all men weren't creepy, if all men this, that, and the third. It's not an all one gender type of deal. You're being an for no reason and you're mad that you don't have anybody, and that's valid, I guess. Stay mad, but stop projecting.
This is going to sound horrible, but to understand like the nature of the beast you're dealing with, aka women, right? Understand that they are capable of falling in love with, biologically, I'm not saying this should happen, I'm not saying this is a great thing, but they're capable of falling in love with a man who kills her husband and assaults him.
There's science on this. The adaptation, women can get over breakups faster than men because they were the ones in the tribe that were left alive after all the military-aged men were. The women had the choice of either or accepting a new partner.
Women don't know how to have a man's back. They think it means I'll back you up when you're right.
They don't have the same loyalty.
But it's just survival instinct. If I'm on a horse and it's slowing down and a faster one is passing, I'll jump.
Yeah.
I'll even push somebody off to get that horse. Survival instincts have us be disloyal, have us betray. But it's do us part when your husband is in a decline to stay devoted. That is a victory of human spirit. To be devoted without vote. I'm not voting in or out anymore. I give up my vote. I'm all in. To be all in is huge.
A lot of these modern women continue to run their mouths and say that we don't need you like that anymore. We don't need you. You ain't needed for this. Well, what actually do you bring to the table? I don't bring anything to your table because I've already proved to you through my actions what I bring to the table. But because you're looking for some other foolishness in your delusional standards, I'm not enough for you.
Go out on the date, and if you don't like, here's an adult tip for honey. Go out on the date, and if you don't like the way he treats you, or you don't like some component of the date, or you think he was, let's say you decide, oh, he didn't take me to a nice restaurant, whatever the gripe is, just don't go again. Maybe call your friend privately and be like, oh, I had a crappy date. Here's what happened. What do you think? Have that conversation privately, right? Not in an attention-seeking, egotistical, like, bottom of the barrel type of way like you're doing.
Masculine men only protect and cherish feminine women. You can get mad at me, ignore me, or argue it, but it doesn't change reality. Your man is wired to protect, lead, and provide. But he can only do that for a woman who allows him to be that kind of man. If you constantly control, argue, or compete with him, one of two things is going to happen. He'll either shut down and become passive with no drive, no initiative, and then you'll complain that he's weak and he doesn't lead. Or he'll say, this isn't the kind of woman I want. And he'll go find a softer, feminine woman that he can actually protect and care for. When a woman lives in her masculine 24/7, he starts seeing her more like a friend, a coworker, or even competition, but never as a wife. So if you want a masculine man by your side, you don't force him. You make space for him by returning to your femininity. That's your natural state. That's where you feel adored and relaxed and deeply valued. If you want to learn how to embody that soft, confident, feminine energy, click the link in my bio to access my program.
Girls tell guys exactly what they want with subtle hints. Example, I have left these flowers here for 3 weeks. They've been here on the table for 3 weeks, and I've been thinking, my boyfriend passes this table 6 billion times a day. He sees this 6 billion times a day. One of these times he's going to pass by and think, the flowers are they're crumbling all over the table. I think it's probably time to replace the flowers. I was sadly mistaken, as Justin Bieber said. I was sadly mistaken. And now I have to throw these flowers away, and I'm going to probably get new ones for myself. I just feel like that was the most subtle hint I could have possibly left.
You know what your man's actually probably thinking is that you must really like those flowers because you're keeping them for a long time, and he's not going to touch them because you must really like them. Or he didn't even notice the flowers were there. Now, what he might notice is an empty vase with nothing in it. Maybe a little bit of water. Maybe try that. Or maybe just tell him what you want and don't make him read your mind.
A lot of these modern women thinking that men are missing out. He's not. He's dodging a bullet. He's dodging a missile. Dodging an entire rocket. Men have chosen peace for their life over chaos. That's just the fact of the matter. I know you don't like it, but that's what it is. He's not missing out on anything but problems.
Why do you think dating is hard?
Because of social media. Social media got these chicks thinking that they got options that they don't have. So they only got bread and then turn around and be mad when them type of dudes who got a bunch of money want every. See, women only want to deal with dudes who don't have no opinion. That's why you see a lot of these bad chicks with these goofy. We ain't gonna challenge them on nothing. We ain't gonna ask them no questions. They want to. They can talk too crazy and disrespect them because they don't want no structure. They scared of real men. You feel me? I said women don't like dudes who got their own, who don't need them. They rather deal with men who are not that intellectually aggressive, who gonna let them say what they want and do what they want. Not saying you like that, but most women out here don't want to deal with a man who gonna say, baby, nah, don't wear that. Nah, baby, don't talk like that. They don't really want to deal with that. They rather deal with a dude who let them say and do whatever they want to do. And they think if a man be a man, he's toxic.
Things I will never let men do to me. Let's get real. Tell me that I can't wear something. Because the f do you mean? At that point, just like say you're insecure and like, let's get a move on it. If we're actually locked in like that, don't ask me to pay for anything.
Man telling you what to not wear doesn't make him insecure. His opinion should matter to you when you're in a relationship. Often I see women telling men what they should and shouldn't wear too, because, oh, this shirt looks nicer, this style looks better, but he can't do the same to you. And you shouldn't be wearing anything that encourages people to look at you in that type of way when you're in a relationship. And I know that's not the popular narrative these days, but I don't care. Many people go into relationships still acting like they're single, and that's why a lot of relationships are falling apart these days. Also, you're not paying for anything unless you're actually in a relationship, so he's supposed to take all of the risk getting to know you, but you don't have to take any realistic risk. This is why a lot of men don't bother dating anymore, because dating can be extremely expensive, especially when a woman has a ton of weird rules.
A lot of these men don't mind putting in the effort for you, man. I'm telling you, you want a man that will quote unquote simp for you. A lot of these men will do it. It's just like you guys be so disrespectful that a man's like, no, I'm not gonna, you don't even like me, man. What am I? You don't even give me anything back. You don't even buy me anything. Why would I continue to do things for you?
Here in Atlanta, the girlies are the ones who approach the men.
Wait.
The mates. No.
Wait.
I'm telling you.
The girls are moving to the boys here?
Yes. And they won't say it. They don't want to come out and say it, but they do. The men here are they're just so spoiled. They are spoiled. All the girls are sharing the same man. All the girlies here, they're dating the same 3 Africans. Africans are a big thing here.
Really?
Yes.
Like Portia Williams, the African
Oh
type
my God,
people.
they want that. And then if it's not the Africans, then yes, it has to be like the athletes. Everybody's a money guy now, a entrepreneur, an investor now. Everybody's that in Atlanta, which I don't get. But I don't know what y'all be investing in. But yeah, be careful. Here, I just feel like the dating scene really, really caters to the men. The men don't really court. It's really weird to watch. And then it's weird to see like the women, how they will beat each other's wigs off over these dudes.
I look a mess now, but I don't think I have to settle with a man that I don't find handsome.
Okay, let's do it. Well, what would you rate yourself on a scale from 1 to 10? Just your face. You cannot use 7.
A 10.
What?
Oh, poor baby. Now let's try this again.
So I'm not.
You are not the most beautiful woman in the world. Cosmopolitan ain't trying to get you to be on the cover. People ain't deemed you one of the most beautiful women in the world. So let's go ahead.
So what would you rate me?
I asked you. Since you want to bring looks about men into it, I'm asking you, what would you rate yourself? And the first thing out of your mouth was a lie. A 10. You ain't nobody's 10.
My face is not a 10. So
all right.
I think I'm definitely a 10.
Cool. I bet you do. When was the last time you did any runway modeling or print modeling?
I've never been involved in that.
Why not? That's what 10s do. And a lot of you ladies just say this because
You said I'm not a 10.
You're not. You're not a 10. Women like yourself have all this attitude, thinking that you're way up here to where you're going to judge me and saying men are this or that. 51% of black men are single and childless, 64% in the middle class. It is harder for a black man to find a woman that's working with no children than it is for a black woman to find a black man that's working with no kids. Most of you come with somebody's kid attached to you. And then you got the nerve to walk around when you're unfit, overweight, out of shape, and looking average, cute, or whatever, thinking you're way up here judging men who have more to offer than you do, and have the nerve to talk about you're picky.
How men are treated in a lot of these systems has fundamentally altered the way they approach things and they go about things. You wonder why men are checking out of society and why men are not buying into a lot of this nonsense. It's because modern women and the system really honestly and truly continue to screw them over and over again. And y'all not hearing them when they say, hey, I don't think that this is fair.
Asking Russian girls why they would not date an American man.
Красная феминистка. Я за старый уклад жизни. У нас принято, что мужчина должен платить за женщину там в кафе, и, там, в магазины может сводить ее, как бы, да. У них не тот менталитет немножечко. Думаю, что они женщин ставят с собой наравне. А я люблю, когда все-таки девушка является слабым полом. Завести, как будто пожениться и потом еще начать встречаться с любовницей, это как будто в пределах нормы. Здесь такого как будто бы нет. А мне просто с мужем повезло. Я у него денег не прошу, он сам дает.
Да, это для них норма. Счет 50/50. Вот в первый же день знакомства позвать домой, не учитывая какие-то твои границы, да, и потусовались, ну и на этом все. То есть никто не строит именно серьезных отношений в плане ответственности за будущую семью, например.
Типа не плати, чтобы девушка за себя сама платила. Рубежных, как ты считаешь? Они красивые. Они красивые? Да, все.
And another thing you have to understand is that modern women, they keep on trying to make men feel guilty about backing up, about not helping, about protecting themselves, staying to themselves. That's a form of protection. Well, how come a man won't protect me? How come a man won't provide? How come a man is going his own way? Because you've shown that man that you're a bona fide problem. You've shown that man that you're not safe to be around. You've shown that man that you can't keep your mouth closed, especially when it matters. And I'm not about to put myself in danger messing around with you.
Men do not ignore women that they like. Stop being temporary entertainment for these guys. If they're ignoring you, it's either they don't like you or they're just playing games. Stop letting them do that.
I never realized that in my 30s it would be so hard to find a guy that's street smart but can also watch a movie and understand what's happening the entire time. Like, who knew?
Excuse me, can I ask you a question?
No, I saw your video done right here where an old guy said, what is it, 50?
Wait, yeah, now you have to answer.
Horrible. No.
It was horrible. So he knows me and he thinks it's horrible. Brilliant.
Gentlemen, please don't get upset, but where are you? Where are you good guys? Where are the good guys? Because a lot of single women, friends, family members are asking me, where are the good guys? How are they supposed to meet great men? Please, where are you? I mean, I know I've gone off topic. I don't talk about men. I'm married. But I'm just asking, where are the good guys? Can you go out there and meet our lovely ladies? Please.
Ladies, don't be afraid to start approaching the men that you find interesting or attractive first. Hear me out. I don't know any men, not a single man, who doesn't like to be approached. I do, however, know a handful of women that do not like to be approached. They're a little freaks, so I think a little bit of work in the front end, just a dash, just to see if there's a mutual interest there, doesn't hurt.
Went to a singles mix-up, and only women showed up.
Fellas, where y'all at? All them ladies. I love the ladies. Send me the Addy, I'ma slide on you. Cause I ain't see a man in sight. What's going on down there? Where you at? Where you at? Where the guys at? I know it ain't that hard out there. I know it ain't getting on y'all. I know that's cap. I know it's cap.
Do you think it's okay for a woman to approach a man?
100%. We're gonna do that tonight.
So what's your game plan? When you see a nice guy, what are you gonna do? Like, explain to me the game plan.
You need to ask me, wingman. I have no idea to tell you.
So you're just taking this is your first time?
Yeah. Smile. Say how are you? What's your name?
How is dating life in Miami compared to Israel?
Sucks.
Why is that?
Guys don't approach anymore since it's only dating app.
And it sucks.
You don't see guys approaching girls anymore?
Not anymore. Because I feel like because they have the dating apps and can do swipe left, swipe right, so they're like...
So how does that culture of dating apps affect the dating in real life, in your opinion?
Because I feel like it's very shallow. I think that it's like approaching to someone and get the vibe and know the person is way better.
Watch this argument completely collapse.
I think you know at your core that women are not equal with men, and that anytime men decide to rescind women's rights, there's not a thing they can do about it, but you're not going to admit to that either.
It's not going to happen. You won't admit to that.
Why do you think it's not going to happen?
Because it's just not.
Because you take it for granted that simps are going to always come to the rescue, don't you?
You don't think women with in this country would do something about it?
Describe to me how you think that would look.
It'd be terrible. It'd be bloody.
You think that the girls are going to... So we just took away rights.
Mm-hmm. And
what did the women do? What did the women do about it? They went into the street and screamed. Everybody saw the videos of the liberal women screaming at the sky. Mm-hmm. We saw them vowing all kinds of things. We're gonna do something, and they didn't do anything.
1 out of 3 Gen Z adult men have never been on a date. And it's not because they don't want to. 59% of single young men say they're too afraid of rejection to even ask someone out. And more than half say they're not ready for a relationship at all. But here's what's interesting. 62% say they do want to be fathers someday. And when it comes to role models, they're not looking to influencers, they're looking to their parents. So what's going on? Psychologist Jonathan Haidt says dating apps are part of the problem. A small number of men get most of the attention, while everyone else gets left behind. Add in smartphones and social media, and a lot of young men never develop the real-world skills to connect. 73% say it's harder to know what it means to be a man today than it was a generation ago. They don't lack ambition. They lack a path. Follow Civil for perspectives you're not getting elsewhere.
Depending on where she meets you, that's how she's going to treat you. Write it down. Depending on where she meets you, that's how she's going to treat you. You meet her on Facebook, she's going to treat you like the Facebook version of herself. You meet her on Instagram, she's going to treat you like the Instagram version of herself. You meet her on Bumble, she's going to treat you like the Bumble. You meet her at the job, that's her job version. You meet her at a family event, that's her family event. You meet her at church, that's her church version. You meet her on the sugar daddy site, that's her sugar daddy version of herself. They're not the same. They're all different women. You meet her at a strip club, that's the strip club version of herself. You meet her at the bar, nightclub, that's the nightclub version of herself.
Let's talk about why men lose interest. And no, it's not always about looks. Men lose interest when they feel unappreciated, when their effort goes unnoticed, when they feel like they're constantly proving themselves. A man can handle stress, but he won't stay where he feels invisible. Respect matters more to men than most people realize, and appreciation fuels connection. If a man feels valued, he invests. If he feels dismissed, he withdraws. To everyone who's already part of this community, thank you. You're the heartbeat of this show. And if you haven't joined us yet, just tap that follow or subscribe button. I would love it if you did.
I don't want to be a strong, independent woman no more. I'm tired of this, Grandpa. Y'all women on Al Gore's internet talking about, I don't need a man for nothing. Girl, you ain't that Rose. I don't care. I'm ready for somebody to take care of me, and I don't mean financially. Getting your rubbed, watching a movie after a long day, top tier. I don't need a man financially, but I want a man physically, spiritually, mentally. I want somebody to take fire photos with, and I can put on my phone and I can never show nobody. That's what I want. I want a partner. I want to travel the world with somebody. Roast my kids with. Build legacy. Meal prep every once in a while. I hate meal prepping all the time. Yes, I want to wake my kids up at 5 a.m. when they're and I want a man to be hiding behind a closet so when they think they safe, he do a front flip out of it and put them in the back of the legs. I need that. You got me, babe? Because I got you.
The last stage in a failed marriage is this: when either or both parties say, we just inhabit a house. Men, when you are firing on all 8 cylinders, women in general will admire, desire, and conspire to be with you. You will have options and never have a take what you can get mindset. No more low-hanging fruit. Let's just get away from women for a second. Be a man that people want to be around, that people conspire to be around. That's a great life. Men, If you want a woman to belong to you and be in your frame, you have to do the work and be follow-worthy. And your biggest problem will be, who will I be with this weekend? Versus, oh, here comes another weekend. Getting your together equals having options.
Look, some people move on fast because they genuinely cannot have the feeling or cope with the feelings of being alone. Or maybe they detached from the relationship a lot earlier than you did, so it's easier for them to move on. But them moving on isn't about you. It doesn't mean that you should jump into something new because they have too. It doesn't mean that your feelings for them are just going to magically disappear. You loved them. You felt it deeply. So you cannot just let it go. But what you do need to do is learn how to heal through this and move forward in a healthy way. Because if you don't, you're going to bring this forward into your future relationships. I don't know why they did what they did, and neither do you. But you have to accept that this is over. That this new chapter is a fresh start. And if they were meant for you, they wouldn't have done what they did to you. It does not mean that you are not good enough. But what you can do is reflect on this and grow from this and stop obsessing about the why. Because what it's doing is delaying your healing, keeping you attached to them, and then stuck in this loop of never letting go.
When I see a black man in a relationship and he constantly promotes himself cooking for his girl, and his girl's constantly posting, I love when my man cooks for me. Oh my God, chicken, rice and peas tonight. I know he's broke as fuck. Like, I know he's broke as fuck. Let it be an Asian man or white man, I know that he probably just has a passion for cooking. But if it's a black man, he's broke.
Yeah, that's just racist. I don't even have like a quick, witty comeback for it. That's just judging someone based off of their race. There's really nothing else to say. But actually, for the women, I want you all to know what a hater looks like. This woman is not going to be happy for you no matter what relationship that you are in, because it does not meet her standards. There's a reason why she is single, because she hasn't found a man that fits her standards, right? But then she's going to tell you to apply those standards to yourself so that way you're single too. Don't let her. Don't do that. Instead of expressing gratitude for the fact that somebody took the time out of their day to make you a meal, instead we just want to complain because that means he's broke. This woman is miserable. Don't be miserable with her. This is single women keeping women single again and again and again.
Some women never get asked the question, what do you bring to the table? Or are you submissive? Or I wish you were more feminine. Some women are never asked those questions because they choose men that lead, that have a purpose. Because those kinds of men exude the kind of confidence to where he can spot the kind of energy that he's attracted to. So no, people don't ask me what I bring to the table, or are you feminine? Are you submissive? Because I exude that kind of energy in a man's presence. So who y'all be talking to where y'all gotta ask these kinds of questions? There's probably them kind of women who y'all be asking to approach y'all and ask y'all on dates, and then you wonder why they not feminine, they more masculine. You wanted that, Mr. Ask me first. Ask me for my number. Approach me. I don't know. Y'all let me know what it seems like.
I know you've asked this question, why the only men who approach you are the ones that you don't want. There's actually a psychological reason for this. You see, respectful, emotionally healthy men are very boundary aware. They don't want to intrude, pressure, or misread a situation. So if you're just vibing, hoping that the decent, respectful, available men will pick up on your energy, they won't, because men are far less attuned to the subtle cues of attraction than women are. Meanwhile, the men who don't care about your boundaries, the one with no social awareness or worse, they will approach. That's why so many women say only creeps come up to me. So I'm going to give you the fix. If you want to be approached by a respectful man, your cues need to be clearer than you think, because psychologically safe men need active green lights, not passive signals. Try these. Number 1 is prolonged eye contact. Hold it for 2 to 3 seconds, look away slowly, smile and repeat. Number 2, face your body towards him. That's your hips and your shoulders. Make sure that they're open and not angled away. Number 3, do the double take. Glancing twice is really powerful. powerful. 1 might be chance, but 2 is showing interest. 4, you can touch your hair or your neck while you're making eye contact. He will subconsciously read it as an invitation of trust. 5 is a walk past slowly and then stand nearby, close enough to be noticed but not intrusive. Believe me, you are not being too obvious. You're giving the respectful man the psychological safety to make a move.
Okay, I just need to get this off my chest. I don't know if anyone has the answer, but I just need to get it off my chest. Is chivalry, is it gone? Is it not in existence anymore? Because I like to believe that it's out there, okay? I like to believe that there's still men who will treat you like, you know, like a chivalrous man. Like, I date men, so that's why I say men. But I don't know, is it out there? Like, are we still being nice to women like that? Because I see what people be saying online, and it sounds rough out here, okay? I hear the stories that my friends go through. I am newly single, and I am scared. I'm scared. Be nice to me. Like, is that so much to ask? Like, open the door for me, pump my gas for me. I'm not saying you gotta pay for the dinner and pay for my gas. I mean, it would be nice if you did, but I'm not saying you have to. I'm an independent woman. But, like, show me a little respect as a woman that I got ready and made the plans to come out with you. I'm scared of it out here, guys. So, I don't know. Let me know.
What no one really talks about is what happens when a woman keeps carrying everything while she's still in a relationship. I did it for 11 years with the kids' dad. All of the bills, all of the decisions, the emotional labour, holding the house together, myself and everyone else together. And I didn't just leave him because I stopped loving him. I left him because my brain stopped seeing him as a support. He became someone I had to manage, not lean on. And once that switch flips 11 years later, it's quiet. There's no argument, there's no dramatic ending. The attraction just fades. And then I told myself maybe it was just that relationship, so I tried again. Another 4 years with someone else. And slowly the same pattern, me fixing everything, me providing, me carrying and adjusting and being strong, till one day I just realised I don't want to be the strong one in the room anymore. Because when a woman has to solve everything alone for too long, it's like a nervous system stops feeling safe with that person, and once the safety goes, the desire follows. It's not bitterness, it's not biology, it's like self-protection. So if you're watching this, think I feel single, even when you're not. Trust that feeling. It's not that you're asking for too much, you're just asking the wrong person.
I just want to know which one of you ladies messed it up for everyone, because dating out here is so hard.
I think we need to talk about this because women are dumb. Like, don't get me wrong. I think women are fabulous in literally every area except for this. Whenever women meet a great guy, they're like, oh my gosh, he's so cute. He's so sweet. We work so well together. We have great chemistry. We both definitely like each other. So let's just be friends. Excuse me? Then 2 days later, we're flipping through Instagram complaining about being single. I'm sorry, but Mr. Right is literally right next to you right now.
When you are stepping into a new career and the person that is supposed to be your person is not there to tell you how happy they are for you and how proud they are for your first date. When you can't stop crying because you miss their touch, you miss their sarcasm, you miss everything about them, you miss their smell in the mornings, you miss their go grab a Red Bulls, you miss every single ounce of them, and you don't know what to do. But this is day one of my journey of being a 40-year-old newly licensed registered nurse who worked her butt off.
Hey, you wanted this, right? Wake up, you're in the middle of it. You want to run, go ahead, no one's stopping you. Stop complaining.
My name is Casey and I make mostly videos for lesbians, but sometimes I answer your dating and relationship questions. I got a question today that I'm going to do my best to answer as kindly and honestly as possible. So here's a question. I have a lot of trouble getting a woman to date. Why is it that women will talk to other women and hang out together, but they never want to do this with a man? Okay, I'm a lesbian, so we're not going to approach this from my perspective. We're going to approach this from the perspective of a straight or bisexual woman. Why would a straight or bisexual woman feel more comfortable spending time with women than spending time with a man? And the answer is, it's not all men, but it's almost always a man who will overstep a woman's boundaries, not take no for an answer, who will try to use kindness as currency, expecting something in return. And so there's a reason that women have learned that it is safer to choose a bear in the woods than a man. Don't be like those men. If you want women to want to spend time with you, don't use kindness as currency. Don't expect things in return. Just be a decent human being and respect her boundaries. Take no for an answer. And also recognize that if she doesn't want to spend time with you, that's okay too. She has agency and she should get to choose. So if you want to know why women don't want to spend time with men, it's because women have learned over time that it's not always safe. And if you want to be a man that women want to be around, do better, do differently.
Go back to y'all. When you start intentionally dating, the men who are also intentionally dating are straight, baby. Don't think you're the only one coming with what you're not going for, your deal breakers, because they are on the same tip. Dating this guy, like, he does not play that aggressive stuff, like arguing or like, you know how you were when you were younger, a little crash out. He don't play crash out. Crash out, you're out.
See, this is what they be talking about when they talk about women having their stuff together too. You can't be the only one with standards and requirements and high value and not expect a man to do the same. This is one of the reasons why I will stress the emphasis on developing yourself as a woman so you are prepared for the exact man that you are calling in. It's one thing for you to have the requirement of desiring a good man. It's another thing for you to become the woman who is prepared to receive a good man. So yes, he's going to come with boundaries. Yes, he's not going to deal with your Yes, he is going to want you to be in control of your emotions. He's not going to tolerate you crashing out, calling excessively, so on and so forth. Those are behaviors of unhealthy men. That y'all think is cute when you blowing a man's phone up, you popping up at his house and doing all kind of crazy. That is not cute to a healthy man. A healthy man is not going to look at your excessive behavior and think, she likes me. He's going to think you're a liability and he is going to cut your off because he has sense. So decide what type of man you want. Do you want the one that's a headache, who likes the fact that you act irrational? Or do you want the man who is calm, cool, collected, has his head on straight, and if you around, you're going to find out? Give me the one with standards.
One thing that's always puzzled me is why so many men are so desperate to cling to the idea that women only date men if they have money, despite so many women trying to tell them otherwise. But a recent interaction I had on that platform made it all make sense to me. So he subscribes, we exchange pleasantries, and then right away he launches in saying, "Sucks being 45, single, no prospects, because I'm not rich and treat women with respect." To which I reply, lots of women are willing to date men who don't have a lot of money, so maybe there's another reason that you're single. He completely ignores this. The next thing he says to me, "Can I you?" Obviously, I just leave him on red. I don't take those types of requests seriously. And he then follows up with, "Guess I don't have enough money." And then, and here's the kicker, he comments on one of the posts on my wall promoting a new movie I have with a boy, and he says, "How rich was the guy?" Mind you, the boy that I made this movie with, not rich, just a personal friend. And then it hit me, the reason that this man is so insistent that I'm not interested in him because he's not rich, despite me explicitly telling him otherwise, is because he doesn't want to face the reality that there's another reason he's not getting And it's because his personality stinks. In that entire interaction, he has given me zero reason to want him, but he's not ready to own up to the fact that there's something about him intrinsically that repels women. And I think that's why a lot of men keep trying to insist that women don't like them because they don't have money. They don't want to face the reality that it could be something else, and it could be something that's personal about them.
So, I'm probably opening up a can of worms with this, but it's been on my heart, and I know I'm going to probably get attacked, but I'm just curious. I would just love to have a conversation. Can we do that? Specifically for Christian women. Do you ever feel like we've been lied to about marriage? Like, not about God and not about the commitment and the covenant, like I understand that part. I'm talking about what we're supposed to tolerate inside of the marriage, okay? Because I keep seeing this pattern where women are expected to be Proverbs 31 women, but nobody is asking men to be Proverbs 1 through 30 men. Like, we're told to be patient and nurturing, forgiving, to hold the whole home together, regulate the emotions, carry the mental load, pray more, serve more, submit more. And if we're exhausted, all of our friends in the church just say, that's marriage, that's normal, that's just the way that it is. But I'm starting to question, like, how much of what we're calling normal marriage struggles are actually just women over functioning while men are very under-equipped. Like, if a woman is constantly pouring, leading emotionally, holding everything together, that's not biblical leadership. She's in survival. That's not the man leading the family as he's supposed to. And when the church keeps telling her to just pray harder, stay softer, endure longer, this is normal. Are we actually helping marriages, or are we just teaching women how to disappear inside of them? And I know that marriage is hard, obviously. Like, I know. Two people, two backgrounds, two nervous systems trying to build one life together. Of course it's hard. How hard is normal? Like, where is the line between this takes work and this is quietly breaking me? Because I don't think the problem is God. I think it might be what we've normalized in the name of marriage. And I don't know. I just feel like more women are starting to feel this, but nobody is really talking about it and saying it out loud.
Did you guys see the video of those guys that were an inch away from a woman at a concert and were asking TikTok to find her? When I tell you I'm not even surprised, I'm not even bewildered, because my friends and I were just having this conversation that men do not really approach anymore. And it's because they are scared of rejection. And with mediums like social media and all these dating apps, they're used to being on a screen. They're used to being able to tap with their thumbs and connect with anyone. And when you have a woman right next to you that is in your vicinity, that is literally one friend, one brethren away from talking to, and you can't even do that, this generation is cooked. This generation is cooked. I mean, what are y'all doing? That's giving the same energy as you sending your homeboy over to go talk to a girl that you like. Y'all are grown. Rejection is a part of life. She either gonna say yes or no. All you gotta do is be respectful and kind and introduce yourself. If she don't want to talk, she don't want to talk to you. But if she does, then hey. I mean, what's wrong with y'all? Really, I genuinely do not understand what happened to the men that were, y'all are supposed hunters. And if we're the prey and we're right next to you, you can't even do your job. Y'all are getting spoiled with all this social media stuff, and y'all getting soft on top of it. Do better.
Since you guys are so curious about my marriage, I'm going to talk about it. These are the controversial rules in my marriage that some people hate, but they work for us. We live traditionally. My husband leads, I follow, and our marriage has never been stronger. Rule 1, he has the final say. Not because I'm weak, but because I trust his judgment. One leader means no chaos. Rule 2, I don't have to work. If I want to quit everything tomorrow, he would support me. What I choose to do is my freedom, not my burden. Rule 3, I protect the home. Cooking, cleaning, nurturing, creating peace. That is my power. A man cannot fight battles outside if his home feels like a battlefield itself. Rule 4, no opposite best friends, no secret DMs, no just friends with somebody who would date you if they had the chance. Loyalty is black and white. Rule 5. He pays the bills, I multiply the value. He provides financially, I turn what he provides into meals, memories, and a home worth living in. Rule 6. No clubbing or bar scenes without each other. Single life behavior does not belong in a committed marriage. Rule 7. No thirst traps online. If you ever see a risque photo of me, it's because my husband posted it himself and I reshared it. I'm not advertising for other men's attention. Rule 8. He protects me physically, I protect him emotionally. That's the masculine and feminine dynamic working in sync. Rule 9. Divorce is never an option. We fix it, we fight for it, we don't quit when things get hard.
Amen.
Rule 10. Sex is never a bargaining chip. It is not a weapon. It is a part of intimacy that keeps the bond alive. These rules might sound crazy to modern culture, but they work because we respect our roles. You don't have to agree, but don't knock what's working. If this makes you mad, ask yourself why. And if you get it, you know why traditional marriage is stronger than ever.
Stop. Y'all gotta check this out.
What happened to men pursuing girls? When was the pivotal moment that a man chose to not go after a girl anymore or put in any effort?
When women decided they was too independent to need a man.
It seems like guys can just put the bare minimum and not even really put in effort anymore. They don't really care to. Or they're like, why don't girls just go and make the first move and make the effort? When did it become a thing? Now it's like role reversal where they expect girls to be making the first moves, yearning for a guy and chasing him.
After they've been rejected so many times, but not being able to pay for somebody's life.
That is, I feel like, the downfall of why it's so hard to meet someone, because men don't put in effort anymore, don't care to put in effort. And a relationship won't work unless the guy likes the girl just a tiny little bit more. He has to like her just the tiniest bit more for it to work in the long haul.
But shouldn't they like each other a lot?
So it would make sense if a guy really wanted to get to know you, that he would go leaps and bounds to get to know you. And when did that shift? Because back in my mom's era, if a guy wanted to take you out on a date, he had to go up to you, he had to get your number, he had to go through lengths to try to talk to you, even if you weren't interested at first.
But if a guy does that today, he will be called a creep, a perv, or maybe even put in jail.
How my parents met? They met at a bar, and my dad asked for my mom to dance. My mom was like, get out of here. She wanted nothing to do with him. If he had just left and listened to her, they would have never gone married. They would have never had kids. But he was persistent. He wanted to take her on a date so badly. He was like, what do I have to do to take you out on a date? She was working late their first date, so he went to her work, picked her up, prepped a dinner, took her to a park, just planned the whole thing. He wrote her poetry. He was yearning.
Today's women don't want that. They want what they see on the internet. Fake relationship goals and materialistic stuff.
A lot of these modern women be putting men on a roster and they don't understand. By the time that a man figures that out, he just kind of messing around and hanging out with you too. The problem for a lot of these modern women is they think that the roster is always going to be there. Modern women always think that their plan is permanent. They're very short-term thinkers. So when the men figure out, oh shoot, I'm on a roster, let me figure out something else. You don't realize that a lot of times this man starts to use you for whatever he needs. And then when he finds whatever he needs, he's gone on down the road and your roster actually erodes. And now you're back to square one. You can't continue doing this for the rest of your life.